All right, everyone, we're about to get started. If we can find our seats, silence our cell phones like I'm doing, I greatly appreciate it. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. We are on the record. Today is Monday, the 27th day of January in the year 2025. This is a City Council caucus meeting of the Jersey City Municipal Council. We had a scheduled 4 p.m. start. The clock on my cell phone is showing 4:01 p.m. May we have a roll call for the commencement of this caucus? Councilperson Ridley. Councilperson Prinzary. Councilperson Baggiano. Councilperson Saleh. Not here yet. Councilperson Solomon. Not here yet. Councilperson Gilmore.
Present.
Councilperson Solomon. He is here. Councilperson DeGise.
Here.
Councilperson Rivera. And Council President Waterman.
Here.
Okay, we have 8 council members in attendance at 4:01 p.m. On behalf of Council President Waterman and the members of the Municipal Council, in accordance with New Jersey Public Laws of 1975, Chapter 231, the Open Public Meetings Act, also known as the Sunshine Law, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by the posting on the bulletin board of the first floor of City Hall, which is the annual notice, schedule of meetings and caucuses of the Municipal Council for the calendar year 2025, and filed in the office of the City Clerk on Friday, November 15th, 2024. In addition, at the time of its preparation, the agenda of this meeting was similarly disseminated on Friday, January 24th, 2025 at 6:18 p.m. to the mayor, municipal council, business administrator, corporation council, and the local newspapers, and posted on the city's website, so I can certify as to our total compliance with the Sunshine Law. Council President, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Good afternoon. Our first director, Director Kears.
Good afternoon, President Waterman, members of the council. I have 11 items before you this afternoon. First one is item number 1018. Resolution will authorize the award of a month-to-month contract not to exceed 3 months, effective January 30th, 2025, to Gateway Security Incorporated to provide unarmed and armed security guard services at various locations throughout the city. The extension will not exceed $1 million and is temporary, and a temporary encumbrance will be established in the amount of $300,000, which is available in the DPW operating account.
Yeah, so it's, why is it only month to month, Greg?
I'm sorry?
Why is the contract only month to month?
Because they're going through an RFP process.
Oh, to put it out for
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Next one is 1019. Resolution will award a contract to Sherwin-Williams Paint Company for the purchase and delivery of paint and related supplies for the DPW Division of Buildings and Streets. Total amount of the contract is $150,000 with a temporary encumbrance of $10,000, which is available in the DPW operating account. Next is 1020. Resolution will authorize the award of a contract to WB Mason Incorporated for the rental of water coolers and delivery of 5-gallon water bottles for the officers citywide on the New Jersey State contract. The total amount of the contract is $60,000 with a temporary encumbrance of $20,000. Next is 1021. Resolution will authorize the award of a contract with Avid Exchange Incorporated to track energy consumption of streetlights, traffic signals, and associated camera systems, and will provide bill management services for the DPW Administrative Services Division on the New Jersey State contract. Total amount of this contract is $5 million with a temporary encumbrance of $100,000, which is available in a DPW operating account.
So, Director, correct me if I'm wrong, we've been working with Avid Exchange now for a little bit.
Yes.
Or my understanding is the way working with them is they're supposed to be able to kind of help us manage the electric.
Councilman, I have Director Lynch here, John, who manages this, if there's any questions.
Yeah, I was just trying to get a sense of, could you guys sort of speak to what we've gained from this over the years now that we've been there for a little bit?
Yes, Councilman. So Avid Exchange, we use their billing management system. Otherwise, we would have to actually hire somebody. This is just like on a daily basis of all the bills, because every bill is separate. Every building, every light, every street light, every traffic light. So we go through their system where everything from PSE&G puts into their system, and then they send us one bill at the end of the month.
Yep.
We have asked PSE&G if they can do something that way, so we work directly with them, and they basically said no. They basically have to work through a billing management system, which that's how we hire Avid.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Next one is 1022, resolution to authorize the award of a contract to Avid Exchange for gas and electric bill payment services for city-owned buildings and facilities on the New Jersey State contract for the DPW Administrative Services Division. Total amount of this contract is $3,556,000 with a temporary encumbrance of $1,500,000, which is available in the DPW operating account. Next is 1023, resolution will authorize a renewal of an open-end contract with Newsco Trading as Nelson Westerberg of New Jersey to provide moving services to the DPW Administrative Services Division. Renewal is for a one-year period effective February 1, 2025. Total amount of this contract is $361,161.32 with a temporary encumbrance in the amount of $30,000, which is available in the DPW Administrative Services account.
And this is for moving furniture or?
It's moving any heavy equipment to include electronic equipment, things of that nature, delicate items. We try and, the services that they provide, wrapping, blanketing, it's quite involved. There again, if you need more information, that comes on to Director Lynch. John?
So let's use the annex as an example. Pretty much everybody that moved into the annex was moved in through Nelson Westenberg. They copy machines, and now the annex did come with furniture, but other buildings that don't have furniture, they bring the furniture. As Director Keir said, they wrap everything up. I mean, internally, we don't have the capabilities or a moving vehicle such as a moving van to be able to bring everybody for the moves.
Okay, John, also while you up here, I meant to ask, so with this Avid company, the Avid Exchange, so essentially what they do is what exactly do they do?
So they have a bill management system, right? So as I was saying before, right, we have I showed you a stack of bills we have, right?
Yes.
So we'd actually have to hire someone to open up every one of those envelopes and then set it up with a voucher to be able to make a payment. And that's just on a daily basis. We get that many bills because everything is set up. Street lights get billed. Every building gets billed, every single item, and it goes everywhere around the city from 280 Grove Street to the annex buildings. So they're all separate bills. So the Avid system is able to bring everything into the billing management system and send us one bill at the end of the month.
And that costs, so that's 5 million over a course of how many?
No. That 5 million is to pay for the electricity, to pay for the gas. That's
Oh, that's the
yeah,
actual.
that's
for
the actual pay.
services.
What they charge us, their service bill is $1,800 a month. So I think that cost about.
Oh, that's fair. That's good. Okay. All right. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
1024, resolution will authorize the award of a contract to Cintas Corporation for the rental of uniforms for DPW employees through the Communities Government Purchasing Alliance, known as Omnia Partners, for the DPW Administrative Services Division. Total amount of the contract is $300,000 with a temporary encumbrance of $50,000, which is available in the operating account. Next is 1025, resolution will authorize the award of an open-end contract to Mr. and Mrs. Bubbles Incorporated to provide car wash and detail services for DPW Automotive Maintenance Division. Total amount of the contract is $56,100 with a temporary encumbrance of $14,025, which is available in the automotive operating account. 1026, resolution will authorize the award of a contract to Air Brake and Equipment for heavy-duty parts and repair services as needed for the city's fleet under New Jersey State contract for the DPW Division of Automotive Services. Total amount of the contract is $220,000 with a temporary encumbrance of $20,000, which is available in the DPW Automotive operating account. 1027, resolution will authorize an open-end contract to United States USA Corporation to provide custodial supplies to the DPW Solid Waste Recycling Division. Total amount of this contract is $387,706.97, with a temporary encumbrance of $60,000, which is available in the operating account. And last is 1028, resolution will authorize a renewal of a contract with All American Recycling Corporation for the disposition of mixed paper products for the DPW Division of Recycling and Enforcement. Total amount of the contract is $320,000 with a temporary encumbrance of $30,000, which is available in the recycling and enforcement account.
Before Director Shea comes up, I just wanted to mark Councilperson Saleh present at 4:11 PM. So we have all 9 council members present at 4:11 PM. Thank you, Director.
Good evening, Council President, council members. For the record, I'll identify with me Director Bob Baker because we're going to be talking about some technical stuff. I know you all know him. That was just for the record. The Department of Public Safety has 4 resolutions for your consideration this caucus. The first one, agenda number 10.44, resolution 25084, is a resolution authorizing the Jersey City Department of Public Safety Division of Police to enter into a contract with Sims Metal Management to dispose of various weapons and firearms that have been either confiscated or turned into the city. We're looking to destroy 200 firearms that have been authorized by the Hudson County Prosecutor's Office and the Police Department to be destroyed. We'll be using Sims and they'll be supervised by lieutenants and above from the Jersey City Police Department while that procedure occurs. Next. Okay, the next is resolution 25-087, agenda number 10.47. It's a resolution of the Jersey City Municipal Council authorizing the city to enter into an equipment lease purchase agreement between Lease Service Center, Government Capital as the lessor, and the City of Jersey City as the lessee. This is a big one. This is the entire 911 radio system that we will be finally putting into the new public safety building, moving out of Bishop Street, turning Bishop Street back over to the city, the building and facilities, and then operating all of our new radios out of the new building that we built on Jackson Square. In addition, we'll be replacing and upgrading all of our radio equipment. Bob is here to talk. He was instrumental in getting this done. It's a 5-year lease with a balloon at the back end. The purpose for that is that all the equipment has to be delivered to us, tested, certified, and everything before we pay. So that's why it might seem like it's backloaded. It is. It's backloaded so that we have everything in the vehicles, in the buildings, from the stations to the radios, and then we make the final payment. So it's not even across the 5 years. Totals $39 million. The money for the first, we already have the money in the account for the first 2 years. You put it in the account about 3 years ago when you authorized the building of the building. You put the first 2 years into the account. That money is still there and will cover the first 2 years. Then it'll have to be in subsequent budgets for the last 3. Anything to add, Bob?
Yeah.
The current equipment, Bob just told me, we were just going over it. The current equipment we'll be replacing is at minimum 18 years old. This is for the police department, fire department, and any radios anywhere in the city or anyone who taps into our radio system. In addition, this will bring us into conformance with the federal government's new standards about encryption for law enforcement. Some of you remember that became an issue with the active shooter that we had to deal with, the lack of encryption, and it will also bring us into standards across the state of New Jersey. Want to add it?
On the server side, public safety has roughly 124 physical servers in our server room. This will be installing a virtual server system, so it's going to save tremendously in air conditioning, heat, electricity. And as you know, I'm before you year after year with all these maintenance contracts for technology that's 16 or plus years old. So they also are all going to go away. So we'll be saving a couple $100,000 on maintenance alone every year.
What's the timeline for this transition?
It's full timeline's 5 years. Full timeline now,
So everything will be transitioned within 5 years'
Yeah.
time? Okay.
within five, now really it's gonna go faster than that, but we don't have to pay for the 5 years because we need everything. We should be transitioned in, what do you think? 2 years? Bill, Bob's saying 9 months. I'm not that optimistic, only because of the supply chain problems that we see happening all across the United States. I'm gonna say within a year to 2 years, we should be fully transitioned. That gives us the 2-year using it so that we can see, are there any bugs in the system? Is all the equipment up to snuff before? And that gives us another year to challenge anything they've done and to have it replaced before that final payment becomes due. So that's why the 5-year timeframe. I hope Bob is right. He knows a lot more about this than me. I hope we're dealing with 8-9 months. I believe we'll be starting to open up within 8-9 months, and it'll be probably 18 months to 2 years before we're comfortable that we have the new system up.
And if you have existing like radios or technology in the cars, like how would we go about changing that out?
Bob, that'll all be changed out. We put the servers in. You want to explain just how this goes? He'll probably do a better job at explaining
Okay.
All the new radio servers will be put up. We have 6 satellite stations that have to be upgraded, antennas. Our programming, everything will be microwave, so we'll be installing microwave, eliminating a lot of the Verizon costs. They're roughly $5,000 a month for lines that we have now. That's also going to go away. But yes, as you know, it's roughly 3,700 radios.
If I could say, and I know everybody knows this because you've all done this with me before, but we will be installing the new system. The old system will stay up. Then they'll both work simultaneously for a period of time until we're confident in the new system. Then we shut the old system down. And to your point, at that point, all of the equipment and stuff from the old system would go through Bob's office into government salvage and sales because some of it still has value. Some of it still has value at that time.
I'm also going to ask a last question regarding the antennas for the radios that you're going to install. Can you install one in the Heights in terms of the new
There is
government
already-
resources building that we have up there? Just because I think the altitude, lends itself to be a little more secure than other areas of the city.
Again, I can't disclose the actual location, but there
Okay.
is one up there
Alright.
now. We know that there is one dead spot up in the Heights, and we've already corrected that by putting another site. That's going to go away. And offline, yes, if you like the locations, I'll give it to you.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
All right, now there are 2 more technical ones that Bob is going to take the lead on, so I don't waste your time. One more,
One
sorry.
I have item 10-13. It is resolution 25, this 053. It's a resolution ratifying an award of a contract to SHI International Corp. For the purchase of the annual maintenance of the city's police and fire division InfoShare public safety through the New Jersey Cooperative Purchasing Alliance, Bergen County Co-op for the Department of Public Safety, Communications and Technology. This is the annual maintenance agreement for the computer-aided dispatch, record management system for fire police, and there's also a proprietary software package that they delivered for us that supplies the fire department's hourlies, wages and stuff into Unicorn.
Thank
That's-
you.
Director, do you have access to your email? No, Director.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
It's working?
yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Good afternoon, Director Anicia Chalone, Department of Housing, Economic Development and Commerce. We have multiple items for you this evening, but I'm going to start with one item that's specifically sponsored by my office. That is Agenda Item 10.6, Resolution 25-046. This is a resolution honoring Raymond Meyer and the occasion of his retirement from the city of Jersey City. So we're going to be celebrating Mr. Meyer on Wednesday. And I'd like to ask that you defer this item to the top of the agenda so Mr. Meyer can be here with his family. And I'm happy to come on Wednesday and read it into the record unless there's a council member that wants to do that. It's up to you all, but I will be here either way.
Can we make the resolution as
We'll do
long
it. Okay, I'm happy to do it. I'll be here.
Director has to say, can we make the resolution as long as Ray's emails to us?
I would have to rewrite the formatting completely because, it is quite a bit longer than that.
Okay.
It has complete sentences. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end, a bit of a narrative arc. Not like his emails. I'm going to turn it over to Division of City Planning for the other 3 items that we have. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Good afternoon, council members. For the record, Maggie O'Neill, Division of City Planning. I have one item for you this evening. It is agenda item 3.3, ordinance number 25-006. We'll spare you the long title. We are just making some changes to chapter 345 and chapter 105. The first thing that we are changing is we are updating the designation standards for landmarking new landmarks and historic districts. Our existing designation standard is 1 sentence. That is not sufficient. We are essentially just adding language to clarify the process for both designating the new landmarks and districts and also to clarify the required documents. We are utilizing state and national standards for this, and all of this ordinance has been reviewed and approved by the State Historic Preservation Office, and it was approved by both the HPC and the Planning Board. Okay. And
Sorry, Director. What prompted this change, if you mind me asking?
so there were 2 major prompts for this. The first is that this was a recommended change as part of the master plan element that we just redid. And also, if you remember, I believe it was probably in the spring sometime, I came to all of you looking for a resolution to become a certified local government. And I said, there might be one thing that we have to change in order for us to submit that application. And here is the one thing. The state said, please beef up your designation standards. So here I am.
Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions before we jump to the next section? Cool. All right, the next section of the ordinance that we are amending is our demolition ordinance. In July of 2023, there was an appellate court ruling that required us to restructure parts of our demolition ordinance to become compliant with the judge's interpretation of the MLUL. We have not, as part of this change, we have not changed any of the standards for how we review demolitions. They are all still the federal standards. Nothing has changed there. All we have changed is the process in which they are reviewed under. We have actually been going through this process since October of 2023. We can't administratively do it anymore. So now they go to the HPC and the HPC makes that recommendation. So we've been doing this for over a year. It hasn't had any real impact to applicants. We are still able to review all of our applications in a timely manner. The other major change here is that we can no longer do determination of significance applications. The state ruled, the appellate court ruled that they are not compliant with the MLUL, so we had to eliminate them from the ordinance, but now we just review them as normal demolition permits. And again, there has been no real impact to applicants because we have found a system that works for us that is compliant with this court ruling. Similarly to the designation standards, this was approved by both the HPC and the Planning Board.
Maggie, real quick before you go.
Yeah.
So I something that's not related, but being that I have you here.
Sure.
Let's go back to a topic that a lot of people have, a lot of the council is talking about with respect to engine 10 and ladder 12. That's a historic house there. I just want to be clear, since we're not doing anything new, we're just refurbishing that area. We're good with historical.
Yes, so we have actually been working with the Division of Architecture and Infrastructure in order to review those plans. We have signed off on them saying that because it is simply just repairs to the building, that it does not require additional review by the state. And the work that they are doing, we've assessed to be appropriate for the building.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Council, I just want to also emphasize that those bid documents went out late last week. So in 20 days, we'll be able to approve contractor for that.
Okay, we had somebody petition us to have a billboard on Chapel Ave right by the municipal council. That site is in a redevelopment plan, and so we need to open and study the redevelopment plan. That's what this resolution is, allowing the planning board to study it to see whether or not we should permit a billboard. It would have to be added as a new use to the plan. Now, just for some context, this is right by where the Linden Ave Municipal Complex is, right underneath the little bridge, by the little bridge. That's really it for this one.
Which one are you referring to, Tanya? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like, I'm looking at your face and I'm like, he has no idea what yeah. You're right.
Is it 1014 or?
10, 42.
10:42.
Resolution 250842. But item number 10.42.
I thought I heard
Go ahead, start over.
1042. Okay.
Item you talking about? In the future, normally the directors, they let us know what items so that way we can follow along.
Can't read my mind when I get up here.
Go ahead, Matt.
I always know what my director's talking about. All right, ordinance 25-005, agenda item 3.2. This is an ordinance implementing chapter 67 pedestrian malls, article 3, Provost Street between Bay Street and Morgan Street pedestrian mall. This is a ordinance that's part of a phase 3 of a 4-phase project. They built the building at 151 Bay in this phase, and if you go out there, it's already developed as a pedestrian mall with bollards at either end. This is simply an ordinance to make sure that it is, and in fact, a pedestrian mall. There's an agreement attached to the ordinance as well as a memo from myself. Thank you.
Trish?
Good afternoon, Council President, Council members. Trisha Greco, tax collector. I have 3 items to present. The first one is agenda number 10.2. Sorry. Is a resolution to cancel certificate 2024-338. It was sold in error. The purchase funds will be returned to the lien holder. The payment was applied to the wrong account. The next item is agenda number 10.3. This is a resolution replacing 2 lost third-party tax sale certificates. The lien holder lost both of them as per state statute. They have to pay $100 for each one and provide an affidavit.
Why does it have to come to the city council when they lose I know you said it's part of the statute, but is it like
The legal document that's certified that they purchased the funds from the city. It's notarized, sealed with a city seal.
will it cancel the other one that they lost?
They have to provide the affidavit saying they lost it. Yes, it is attached in the resolution.
Okay, thank you.
And the final item is 10.4. This is a resolution to cancel another tax sale certificate due to a county board judgment. The assessment was canceled and the funds have to be refunded to the lien holder.
Feel better, Trish.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Madam Council President and members of the City Council. Mark Burns on behalf of Division of Animal Care and Control. I have two resolutions for you this evening. The first, item number 10.15, resolution number 25-055. It's a resolution authorizing the award of a competitively bid contract to Associated Humane Society for animal control services for the Jersey City Department of Health and Human Services, Division of Animal Care and Control. It is a 2-year contract with the annual cost of the contract being $60,000. Second resolution I have this evening is item number 10.16, resolution 25-056. This is a resolution ratifying a professional services agreement between Dr. Mary Altamare, doing business as Alto Veterinary Services LLC, and the Jersey City Department of Health and Human Services for veterinary services at the Jersey City Animal Shelter. Anyone have any questions?
Just, this is more of a procedural question, I suppose. When you put out the RFP and the vets reply, and I see obviously this person is in Chester, not in Hudson County. Is there any sort of barrier for Hudson County veterinarians to apply to this? And if not, what sort of responses are you getting from them? Because obviously we'd like it to be local whenever we can, right? So.
Yes, we would, my first instinct is always to spend my money or the city's money in Jersey City, if possible. In the year 2024, we had contracts with, or spent money at Jetro, ShopRite, Barkey Way, Fussy Friends, Houndabout Town, Animal Hospital of Jersey City for supplemental services, and our emergency services are at Veterinary Emergency Group in Hoboken. So our preference is clearly to spend the money in Jersey City first, in Hudson County second. No, this isn't by choice. This is about who's responding. It is of note that the previous vet of record, Dr. Michael Santiago, was based out of East Orange and Essex County, and he was doing Jersey City and Liberty Humane for this whole time. And Associated Humane Services for Animal Control are also based out of Essex County. That is not by our design, that's by response.
For 1015, the contract seems like that's for the evening hours.
Evening and holidays. Animal control is required to be available by state law 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
It also says wildlife and all sorts of stuff. Like, so, you know, let's say I have a box of raccoon babies in the street, because I've had this situation come up. I know it sounds crazy, but like people putting raccoon babies in a box on the street, and they call animal control, and then animal control is like, we can't do nothing about it. So like, would that situation be assisted in this contract if, okay, just because there have been situations where they're like, put their hands up and they're like, we can't do nothing, right? And that's not an appropriate response, and not that you weren't around. So
They are our overnight emergency response is the contractual language with it. Wild animals that are of nursing age that don't have their mother with them should qualify as emergency response. So
Also-
if something like that should take place again and we're not getting satisfactory response, please let me know.
And how would residents avail themselves of these services in the evening hours? Like
After
same number or?
Yeah, after 10 p.m., our number automatically routes to them. And then we reset it when we come back in at 7 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Council President, Council, good to see you. I have one resolution on for today. It's agenda number 10.34, resolution 25-074. It's a resolution authorizing the city of Jersey City to apply and accept the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs 2025 Local Recreation Improvement Grant Program. And the projects is for Enos Jones basketball court.
So for Enos Jones basketball court?
Yes.
Keith, not necessarily with this, just with regards to, current available recreation activities. Do we have any outreach or any flyers available to speak to the current activities available?
We have about 10 to 20 different programs going on. All the flyers are made. We've been sending over to your office to Erica. She's requested them. We've also have it on social media. And if anybody would love to come down and see some of the programs, and we're having a little trouble recruiting for our women empowerment, girls empowerment. I think Emerald has reached out to you a few times.
Yes.
So if you could help out with that, that would be great.
I think, you guys need to go to these school open houses, or it's kind of cold to stand today after school, but if you guys can get someone in the school, get a contact or send one of the rec aides or someone to the school to disperse flyers, because I just hate to see programs available and the participation level, not there.
I think the only one that we're having trouble filling is the one that we outreached for you, went directly to you. Most of our programs are, we have a lot of people in our programs.
Okay.
And so the word is getting out there. It's just one of our select fews that are having a little trouble, that we just need to get out there a little bit more. Maybe that would be help going to the schools. Maybe that.
Keith, call me tomorrow on the issue we discussed.
Okay. Got it. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Owen?
Afternoon, Council President, members of City Council. I have one item on the agenda this evening. Resolution 25057, agenda number 10.17. This is a resolution authorizing the execution of a memorandum of understanding between the Department of Health and Human Services, Division of Food and Nutrition, and the County of Hudson. The partnership includes offering WIC as a place where Hudson County Welfare Public Assistance can directly provide SNAP, Medicare, and housing benefits to WIC participants.
Good afternoon, Council President, Council members. Jennifer Wong, Director of Traffic Engineering. The Department of Infrastructure has 6 items. I'll be presenting the first 5, and then Director Drew Banghart will present the last one. The first one is item 3.4, Ordinance 25007. This is to just modify the times for parking prohibited during certain hours on 9th Street by PS 37. We're modifying it from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and changing it to 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. on school days. Okay, the next 4 items are resolutions to accept some grant funding. All of these grants, we're already working on them, but during our monthly status meetings, we realized we never submitted the resolutions to authorize the acceptance of the grants. So the first one is item 1029, resolution 25069. This one is for West Side Avenue between Grant Ave and Duncan Avenue for the local safety program project. The next one is item 1030, resolution 25070. This grant is for Summit Avenue between Route 139 and Patterson Plank Road, another local safety program project. Okay, the third one is Item 1031, Resolution 25071. This one is for SIP Avenue between, oh, I don't have it written here, between Route 1 and 9 to Summit Ave.
Jennifer,
Yes.
both of these 30 and 31, what do you intend to do? What's going on with them?
For 31 and 32. So 31 is SIP Avenue and 32 is Garfield.
30 Summit Avenue, 139 to Patterson, and then 30 and 31. When you say make them safe, what do you intend to do?
These two projects incorporate a bunch of different safety elements like new traffic signals, improving the ADA ramps, sidewalks. SIP Avenue is further along. We're about to submit to the DOT. We can share those plans with you. Summit Ave, we're just starting with this conceptual design. And obviously we'll be reaching out for scheduling community outreach.
I don't think it's been decided
It
yet.
hasn't been decided yet for Summit Avenue.
Before you do anything,
Yes.
please contact me and let the neighborhood, which we want to know.
Absolutely.
Tired of a lot of this stuff going on.
Yeah, we're just starting the process. So we just collected traffic counts along the corridor. So very early in the process, we haven't made any design changes yet.
Also, most of it is my ward, right? Manhattan to Patterson Plank.
Yes,
Okay, I just want to clarify that for the record. Thank you.
no problem.
You could.
Throwing you out anyway.
We share a border. Can you build a wall on his side? So sorry.
Don't even get in this argument. Go ahead.
Okay. The last one is item 1032, resolution 25072, and this one is for the full length of Garfield Avenue. Okay. Thank you.
Good evening, Council President, council members. Drew Banghart here on behalf of the Division of Engineering. I don't think my resolution here will have any border war implications. Nonetheless, it's item number 10.33, resolution 25-073. This is a resolution to authorize an on-call engineering contract with T&N Associates to provide basic civil engineering services when we would need a PE to sign off on any type of improvements around the city for the next 12 months.
What's the status of beefing up the staff within the Department of Infrastructure? Because I know you guys are short-staffed. Like, have we budgeted for that for this year? Like, are we vetting candidates? Like, where are we at with that? Just because I keep getting feedback from the community regarding that. So,
If you don't mind.
Yeah, it's certainly budgeted for. We have been interviewing candidates. We did make an offer that wasn't accepted. I will say that some of the hybrid type of work scenarios people are offered in other places are a challenge, as well as, you know, just some of the salaries in the private sector or what we're dealing with. But we are budgeted for it. We are still looking.
Council, so what we do in this situation is the dollars are allocated for both the salaries and the contracts, and we adjust it as we move forward. So like that candidate did not receive the job, we could expand a little bit on this contract to continue services at that level. When that person does come on board, we reduce the contracts by that amount. So it's a little fluid, but the dollars are there for both as we proceed.
Yeah, this contract is based on a rate sheet that is in the package that you have before you. So to be billed as a per hour basis per job.
Jennifer, if you know, I know we approved the funds for the street paving. Do you know if when the work starts back, when it gets a little warmer, if Emory is going to be on a list to be repaid?
I was talking to the MUA about this and some of the work that was done over there on Emory. I do believe that they are ready for repaving, so when the weather does break, that'll certainly on the list. I just wanted to coordinate with them to make sure there's no future work, that we're not tearing up new pavement, but it's certainly on our radar.
There's no future work. I'm sure all the time they've been down there, they fix every pipe.
Yeah, we'll make sure before we move forward, we got it all done, but yeah, Emory, along with a bunch of others, are on the list to hit the ground running once we have that new contract going.
Okay, perfect.
And what's the scope of work for this contract in terms of like what are they like doing what Paul Russo used to do, or
That and, a little more, there'll be possibilities of them assisting with reviews for development plans or, planning board reviews, ADA ramp design. We've been seeing an uptick in the scrutiny that our ADA ramps around the city have. There's been multiple federal class action lawsuits, so it's definitely a hot button issue. Anything that would require a PE sign off, they do have survey capabilities as well if we need to supplement one of our other projects that we are working on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Danny?
Good afternoon, Council President, Council members. For your consideration, I have one item this afternoon. It is agenda number 10.1, resolution number 25-041. And the title of the resolution is a resolution authorizing calendar year 2024 appropriation reserve transfer for the Department of Public Works. So in essence, this request is for various contractual services, obligations such as gas and diesel, automotive parts for repairs, street lighting. Any questions? Thank you.
I was going to say for forestry. Oh wait, are you guys taking money away from forestry, or
The councilman, the money that the funding source, these are whatever is left over from salary and wages after pay period 26 in 2020. Thank you.
Good afternoon, council members and council president. I'm here for two resolutions. The first one is resolution 25 Laura Takuti from City Assessor. Resolution number 24-045, item number 10.5. A resolution to cancel a portion of the 2023 real estate taxes on the block 27503, lot 11.100, qualifier C 0087 due to the erroneous assessment and applying the Freeze Act pursuant Act to New Jersey JSA 5451A-8. The taxpayer at the property located at 187 Shore Courtwater filed an appeal in 2023 seeking a reduction in assessment value in the County Board of Taxation, which was successful. They lowered the assessment value from $494,300 to $400,000. When the judgment was produced, the books of 2024 were already closed, so the reduction was not applied for 2024. So I'm requesting the Municipal Council to authorize or credit the refund in the amount of $2,105.72. Okay. So the next resolution is resolution number 24-086, item number 10.46. A resolution awarding a contract to Adams, Riemann and Higgin Associates, TA Civil Solutions, to perform a digital tax map maintenance. The maintenance of the tax maps includes synchronizing the assessment data, geographic locations, zoning, building, and updating the property boundaries after a block or lot designation change. For example, when a property goes through a subdivision or consolidation or condo conversions, Civil Solutions update the tax maps in the city. They will also maintain and transfer the data layers to Tyler. So Tyler uses our data to update their system. We have been working with Civil Solutions for over 10 years, to be exact, since 2012. Therefore, I'm asking the Municipal Council to award a contract in an amount of $165,975.
Either, I guess, John, the BA or the attorney, why do we not cut the water completely off when houses are demolished due to bad fires?
I couldn't explain that to you, Councilman. I don't know why that would be the practice.
Yeah.
Certainly not a legal one, so.
Okay, and I guess my next question is along the same lines. When they demolish houses because of these fires, why is the value still assessed as if it was a dwelling on an empty lot?
Well, that would be my area. So any property that is demolished, we had to assess based on the market value of the prior year, which is an assessment value of October 1st of the prior year. So we had to reassess the property. Any property in Jersey City that goes through demolition, subdivision, consolidation, any change in use, or demolish, we reassess. That's basically the standard of taxation.
Oh, so we're supposed to be doing it?
Yes, because it's a change in use.
Because I know at least three properties where, in particular, one on Stegman that caught fire, subsequently was demolished, and the taxes have remained the same.
Because of the value of the properties. Again, if you recall, the revaluation was back in 2018 based on the market of 16 and 17, which is nothing compared with today's market. So when we assess a property for 2025, we had to check the market in 2024, which is a pre-tax year. So any property that goes through a demolition, we had to reassess the land. So usually, because maybe the property was assessed in 325 or 400, and the lands in those areas are between 350 to 550 in a standard lot 25 by 100, so probably the properties are in the range. But it's not just any property in Jersey City. Same thing applies with site plan approvals. Anything that changes in value, we have to reassess the land based on base use.
So you're saying even though the property got lit on fire and demolished because of the time from the last reval to now, that basically the property appreciated in value?
In the land, any land values or any residential home went up in the past 2-3 years.
Oh,
and
okay.
that's basically when we assessing properties, it's always based on the pre-tax year value as October 1st of 2024 if we assess in 2025. So we had to come up with a market value of vacant lands to be able to reassess that property. You have to consider that this property is going to be rebuilt and going to have a new improvement value there. So then it's going to create a different market because that will be assessed based on the market when the construction is finished. Depending in those areas are over 900 for a 2-family home, brand new construction. So
it's a possibility that someone can be paying the exact same tax as if when the dwelling was there versus when it's gone. There's also the possibility that they could be paying more.
that's correct. Actually, based on my experience in the prior year, so it's more than the
It's
prior.
always more.
Because the revaluation number was based on the 16 or 17 market, which is nothing compared with today's market. So 100% the land will be more worth than the 2-family homes in today's market.
Okay.
And we based our analysis based on the prior year sales in the entire Jersey City. So we have our own list. We come up with sales for vacant lands, 1-family, 2-family, 3-family home, and so on. And that's how we arrive with values for those properties. So we always have a backup to support the numbers.
Okay.
And it's only 2. I'm good? Okay, thank you.
Paul?
Good evening, Council President, Council members. Thank you for your time tonight. My name is Paul Cate, Director of Disease Prevention within the Department of Health and Human Services. I'm here with one item on the agenda tonight. It's item number 1014, Resolution 25-054. This is a resolution authorizing an affiliation agreement with the University of Arizona Online for nurse intern in the clinic, Shania Hemphill, to complete her practicum hours for her degree. It's a 90-hour practicum. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Music to my ears. All right. So with that being said, we're going to go right on to our first reading ordinances. Item 3.1, City Ordinance 25-004 is a franchise, franchise ordinance granting permission to Sam Steinberg, his successors and assigns to use approximately 216.62 square feet over the public right-of-way within 50 foot of the right-of-way at First Street adjacent to lots 8, 9, and 10, block 12603 on the official tax assessment map of the city of Jersey City. The attorney is here to answer any questions that the council may have on this franchise ordinance.
Yes, for the record, Charles Harrington of Connell Foley. I am here on behalf of this franchise ordinance. In the event anyone has any questions, or if you want to know a little bit of a background, more color on what it's about.
Can you provide some background?
Sure. So this is a project. It's a 4-story building with 12 residential units located in it's the R5 zone here on First Street. It was approved back in 2021, like March of 2021, and it has since then. We met with the VNA, the Village Neighborhood Association, as part of the application. It was approved by the Zoning Board of Adjustment for the 12 units. It had since then went through the zoning office for the permitting and the building department for the building permitting. And what the project always had was a cantilever on the second and third floors over the building is at the lot line, and the second and third floors cantilever over 3 feet. And then the fourth floor is set back 12 feet. So it was kind of, the design back then was to try to fit it in to the streetscape there. There's a lot of 3-story buildings there, but the zoning actually allowed for 4 stories. So that was kind of the compromise that was made at the time. And just kind of a reflection when my client was talking to planning towards the end of construction. Well, it wasn't not towards the end, but back in May, when it was under construction, and that's when we filed this, planning asked that we seek a franchise ordinance to kind of square this away. And the history behind that is this used to happen all the time on these approvals. You'll see it a lot on Newark Avenue and throughout the city, but particularly Newark Avenue, where you have this cantilever on the upper floors over the property line. And then essentially got corrected with the new ordinance, with the master plan, by because everybody relied upon a building code exemption that would permit this. But the new master plan and the new ordinance prohibits you to go over the property line. But this is essentially, a result of what was the common practice at the time and approved by the zoning board and the planning board for numerous projects. So we're seeking approval for the cantilever on the second and third floors.
It's not going to be like, it's not going to be accessible in terms of like people throwing things on the, what's it called, on the sidewalk, or the ice formation, like would drop like snow on people walking by, because you're saying it's going to be over the sidewalk slightly. So I just want to make sure that when people are walking by that, ice forms don't fall on people. So. Right.
No, that would be all be taken care of. It almost works as like a cover to go into the building.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Items 3.2 through 3.4 were touched on earlier. Item 3.5, City Ordinance 25-008 is an ordinance supplementing Chapter 332, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 8, Permit Parking, Section 332-58. God bless you. Parking regulations in residential zones to amend the zone parking districts along Newark Avenue between 6th and 7th Streets.
And I can just say this is a building that was built since we updated the city zones in 2019. So we're just adding 380 Newark to the right residential parking zone.
Okay. Second reading ordinances, item 4.1, City Ordinance 25-001 is an ordinance adopting amendments to the Morris Canal redevelopment plan, including regarding standards in mixed-use C and mixed-use E districts. Item 4.2, City Ordinance 25-003 is an ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 23 Municipal Court, Section 2, the number of judges and terms of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Jersey City to increase, the number of part-time judges from 5 to 6. And we have our public speakers. Right now, we have 29. And any questions or comments on petitions, communications, items 6.1 through 6.32? Hearing none, there are no office communications. Any questions or comments on report of directors 8.1 through 8.4? We have our claims and on to our resolutions. Items 10.1 through 10.6 were touched on earlier. Item 10.7, Resolution 25-047 is a resolution in support of NJ Climate Superfund Act municipal resolution. And item 10.8, Resolution 25-048 is a resolution reaffirming the Jersey City as the Golden Door of America, requesting the city to promote resources available to residents and expressing support for the New Jersey Immigrant Trust Act, Senate number 3672, Assembly number 4987.
This is from the Immigrant Affairs Committee, and we're just putting this forward so the city can have a comprehensive plan towards appraising people of their rights during this time and making sure the community knows, partnering with members of the community, churches, nonprofits, and also supporting this legislation on the state level, which will help continue to instill trust in the government and public services and in all services that immigrants and undocumented people generally interact with. Because right now there's a real fear in the community that their information will be used to adversely impact their families or themselves, whatever their status is. So we want to make sure that people still can call their local police department, that they can go to the hospital and not be questioned about what their status is. We want people to be able to send their kids to school and know that their school is not going to, open the door for ICE agents. So we're trying to tamp down the fear in the community. The best thing you can do is give people the knowledge and also pass the Immigrant Trust Act.
Okay. Item 10.9, Resolution 25-049 is a resolution observing and celebrating the second annual Muslim Heritage Month in Jersey City.
Not much to say about that other than second annual Muslim Heritage Month, and we'll have members of the community. Would hope that we can defer to this item 10.8 and 10.9 as well as the Ray Myers one. So thank you.
I'll make that compound motion on Wednesday. Oh, I'll ask for it. One of you guys are going to have to make it. Item 10.10, Resolution 25-050 is a resolution reappointing Michael T. Brown as a member of the Jersey City Rent Leveling Board. Item 10.11, Resolution 25-051 is a resolution reappointing Dannon Hill as an alternate member of the Jersey City Rent Leveling Board. Item 10.12, Resolution 25-052 is a resolution ratifying the award of a contract to SHI International Corp. For radio maintenance services for all public safety radio equipment through the New Jersey Cooperative Purchasing Alliance, Bergen County Coop, or the Department of Public Safety Communications Center. For some reason, I think they missed this one when they were here.
Oh, they didn't? I thought they talked.
No, they talked about 1013, not 12.
Okay.
But if you have any questions, you can just email Bob Baker.
Yeah, because this one is
If we
important.
email Shay, we ain't gonna get no reply. So.
I didn't
Ooh.
mention Director Shea. I said
Oh, okay. No, I
Bob
see.
Baker. He's the director of
Okay.
the communications.
Is email working?
I believe so.
Okay, I just wanted to check.
But Peter Baker's email doesn't work, so let's make sure we get to Bob.
Yeah, that's right. Don't confuse anything else. All right, items 10.13 through 34 were touched on earlier. Thank you. Item 10.35, Resolution 25-075 is a resolution of the City of Jersey City, County of Hudson, committing to comply with affordable housing obligations for Round 4.
Can you just briefly describe it for us?
Is this working? Here we go. It's purely a statutory requirement, so it's going to go with our spending plan and other things. We have to do it by the amendment to the Fair Housing Act.
Are other municipalities abiding by this, or are we the only ones? Like, what's the?
I hope we're not the only ones. I couldn't answer that.
Okay.
Okay.
In a nutshell, we got the determination from DCA that says we have X number of units that we have a rehab obligation on. This is just saying that we're committing to doing that.
Okay. Next, item 10.36, Resolution 25-076 is a resolution authorizing liens against the properties listed herein for the cost of removal, litter, debris, etc., in accordance with NJSA 40:48-2.14 and Jersey City Code Section 287-4. And the next items, 10.37 through 10.41, Corporation Counsel, would you like to take those?
Thank you, Sean. Okay, these 1037 through 1041 are all renewals, actually with the same law firm. As to 1037, this is for tax appeals. Again, we're not assigning any new tax appeals to outside counsel. This is just continuing on the cases that they've had for many years. And then 1038, the remaining for our ongoing litigation matters where we have conflicts and had to assign outside counsel to police officers. So I'll provide an update as to where we're at with each one. As to 1041, this will be the last renewal. This is scheduled for trial or for settlement this week. So we don't expect to renew this in the next year. We'll be figuring it out, but we'll give you an update offline.
Any questions?
Sean, before we leave, public service announcement. They just waxed the floors to my right. Please do not use that door or you'll be part of our insurance fund commission. So everyone can leave on that side and then they'll do that side afterwards.
Can they go out your left, his right, and then out the front is fine?
Is right.
The BA, let me ask you this question about, I think, finance. Danny, you had a question about something that wasn't uploaded that they need funding for?
Yeah, Council President, we just said that we consider it a late item through the council. It's just to extend our temporary budget by a few dollars to get some of our insurance claims paid.
Okay.
So we'll have Danny submit it to the council at whole so they can review it prior to uploading.
And before we leave, I just want to make sure, like to the colleagues for 1012, I'm actually shocked that they missed that, but this is communications for the entire public safety department. So if you guys have any questions, please, email the director, but this has to be, on the agenda and should be voted on for Wednesday.
Okay. Item 10.42 was touched on earlier. 10.43, Resolution 25-083 is a resolution recognizing January 27th, 2025 as Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Sean, also that will be one where members of the community will most likely be attending, so we'll ask to have that deferred as well.
Okay, very good. 10.44 was touched on earlier. Item 10.45, Resolution 25-085 is a resolution of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City authorizing the use of competitive contracting to award a contract for a workforce training program. And my understanding is that, oh, you want to talk on that? Sorry, John.
Council, this is in response to a grant we received about 2 years ago for some entry-level workforce management associated with our trades. We are looking for some more backup from the federal agencies, so we may actually carry this one, but we're going to leave it on for now.
Okay. And if my memory serves me right, we'll be adding a walk-on item regarding increasing the temporary budget. All right, with that being said, if there's nothing further, may I have a motion to adjourn at 5:10 PM?
Motion.
Motion made by Councilperson Saleh. May I have a second? Second by Councilperson Ridley. All in favor of the motion to adjourn at 5:10 PM? All council members present by acclamation, please say aye. Aye. We are out of here at 5:10 PM. Thank you so much, everyone who was in attendance and still in attendance, and everyone watching at home. Remember, teamwork makes the dream work. Have a great night and stay safe.